Since Avengers had been introduced and they saw the glove in Infinity War, many people have said many different things. What's going to transpire and what will be the outcome with Thanos and what would be the end factor of Captain America? What would happen to America's favorite hero, Captain America? Now, from what we know, a lot of these scenes that you saw didn't transpire, didn't take place in Avengers Infinity War. Now, we do know one or many different things. And one of those things is that Captain America, his death scene, Tony's vision that he had from Avengers 2, all of these things come into play. As you see, Captain America, the Hulk is dead, Hawkeye's dead, Thor's dead, others are all laying there. Scarlet Witch, all deceased. Cap's shield is broken, and Tony is the only one left alive. This sits with him and plagues him throughout the series, making him make rash decisions and ultimately destroys everything. You see, Bullseye dies there, Thor dies with his hammer by his side, and Cap gone by his shield. Cap gets up to order one word before he's gone. Now, how much of this will Tony be able to witness in the next additional fall? Is Scarlet Witch the strongest? Only in the comics. Here in the Marvel universe, she's not. Because her power is generated from the stone that comes from the what they call the Mind Stone. She's able to do different things with her powers that other people can't do, as she can use it to generate her own energy. Like, it gave her her powers. So they don't really know the height of her abilities. She can control people's minds, but she could actually do a lot more than what they're presenting. I think that Captain America is by far, I would say, probably the greatest heartfelt moment that would be in this new film. The way it's the exit of Captain America, and the new Captain America would be Bucky taking over the new mantle. Yeah, him being the White Wolf was just it was just an homage to the White Wolf character. But I sincerely doubt that that's the avenue in which they're going. I think Sharon and Steve, I think she might have a moment with Captain America in this film, or she might be one of the people that disappeared. Bucky, who was the real true American hero that inspired Captain America to be who he was, he always wanted to be Bucky. So Bucky will wind up taking the mantle once Captain America will do the sacrifice play. So Bucky's been like two characters already. He was the Winter Soldier. He was the Winter Soldier. He was the Winter Soldier. He was the White Wolf. And then he will be the new Captain America. A new Captain America movie would come out with Bucky being the new Captain America. But he is the true American hero who Steve Rogers idolized. When Steve Rogers died, Bucky will take the shield. And be Captain America. Captain America, the fallen son. Mm. Well, I feel that now that they are at this crossroads, there's always an emotional end to a character in the Civil War. Well, you got to look at it. Look how many movies Captain America has been in. Um, he's got his two that he's done. The two Captain America movies, the three Avenger movies, plus the Civil War, which was the third Captain America movie, Captain America Civil War. So you got three movies, three Avenger movies. He made a cameo in Thor 2. I know he was Johnny Blaze before that in the Fantastic Four movies. But I first remember him as Jake from that Not Another Teen movie. That was the first thing I ever seen him in, was Not Another Teen movie, which was a complete comedy. And it's weird to see him play the serious role as Captain America now, because he normally always played the comedic sidekick. So it was perfect that he played Johnny Storm. Avengers always have some emotional end, an emotional scene where somebody's leaving. In the last film, it was when everybody was fading away. But when Spider-Man faded away, how he was begging to still be alive, he didn't want to go. It was sad. And Infinity War, it was when Peggy Carter passed on and she went to the afterlife. When Peggy went to the afterlife, it was very, somber moment right there. So well, Captain America, Iron Man is the guy that's really kicked the whole thing off to the spectrum. So the three Iron Man movies, putting him Tony in there, he sold Spider Man. Even in the scenes he was in, he stole the show, having the right choice for the characters. I mean, nobody else could play Iron Man. You pretty much have to retire the character, because after this, people saying that's it for Iron Man 2. But Iron Man hasn't said that. Robert Downey Jr. has not said this is the last time you're going to see me as Iron Man. Thor hasn't said it, but he's basically said, like, this is probably the last time you're going to see Thor. But It's not done yet. Well, the funeral of Peggy Carter in Civil War is what brought in the levity of the film and brought in an arc as you got to see Cap so vulnerable in that whole moment because that's who he was attached to. Everything about Captain America is from the past. So he's in a new world, where basically he's with Peggy's niece or whatever. He's dating her now. It's like he didn't come back and want her to know he was still alive and doing what he was doing. Even though I'm surprised she hadn't read any stories until she was old and getting ready to pass. He came to let her know he was home and did make it, did survive, and well, you got a bunch of crazy fans. Crazy fans, like, I mean, it'd be cool if Luke Skywalker was in there fighting one of the Avengers. I mean, fans, fans are something else, man. I mean, if fans don't get what they expect to see, then they get angry, and then they'll say something sucks. We've seen it time and time again. So, well, the animated cartoons are a lot more brutal, where people go more than the actual movies itself. I don't think we got to worry about that too much. I think the Marvel is going to have it to where you see a lot of, yeah, their comics is just not like how DC comics are now. When it come to comics, I think DC had it on lock for a minute. Storyline, everything like Doomsday. Marvel just wanted to emulate what they had, but the movie game, they had it on point. Where DC had to deal with Warner Brothers, you know. Oh well, they had what, the Hulk versus the Thing. They fought on the cartoon before. Yeah, on the television show they had the Fantastic Four. Oh yeah, Crossbones. If Crossbones comes back and kill Captain America, that would be the biggest, like, wow, shock and awe of everything. If Crossbones is the one that does it when he dies on the steps. In 2012, they had The Dark Knight Returns. The animated cartoon played out just like how the movie Batman versus Superman was. But we know that, of course, right?